now looking at a man that's fresh out of state prison after a decade. You're also looking at a man that's destined greatness never to come back. Take a walk.
10 toes down, never ran, never fold. Talking to the bros like we gotta break the mold. Then we gon' shine like that glitter and that gold. I still be checking if they following. DM cool, but I'm pulling up and hollering. Different clothes, why you think she pulling up and hollering? We had a long night, now she going back to modeling. Tryna make it out, watching everything I spend. Know that you could lose your life every time you bend. Just because he throw it up, that don't mean that he your friend. Back like I never left, fresh about that 10. Long days, cold nights, stuck up in the pen. He a rat, if he told once, he do it again. Shorty said she love you, shorty know how to pretend. She just tryna survive, you and me.
Yo, y'all already know what it is, man. Fresh out, it's the King So Rich. Shout out to Big Herb 916. I got a special guest with us here today. The brother AP, my brother AP. Signed, sealed, delivered, official from Roosevelt, New York. Roosevelt, Strong Island to be exact. Listen, man, this brother got a crazy story, very powerful story. And, you know, I could tell it to y'all, but like I always say, I like to let the people tell their own stories. I don't believe in telling the stories of others. So without further ado, AP, you know, right quick before we even get into anything, you know, I know you, but introduce yourselves to the viewers. Tell them who you are, where you from, how much time you did, how long you been out, and tell them a little bit about yourself right quick.
Yo, first and foremost, thank you So Rich for having me here on this podcast, this interview. You know, Big Hurt. It's an honor for this whole thing to be shot right here. So I just want to let you know that I appreciate that, my brother. But I'm from Roosevelt, Long Island, USA, as he already said, and my name is Aaron. I go by Aaron Peace. That's my name, aka AP. And I did 8 years in prison, you know, for an attempted murder charge, you know, and I'm here, man. I'm back out. I've been home for 2 years. Okay. And I'm trying to make it happen, man. I came home to nothing but my gift, my skill, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to utilize that. Listen, when society don't give you opportunities, they say make some for yourself.
Yeah.
So this is what we making happen today, Rich.
Okay. And I'm blessed, man, to be able to shoot this right here in your place of business. Right? You know, I always go to my bro. He always hit me up. And like he said, he's using his gift to create opportunity for yourself, man. So right quick, just to introduce yourself a little further more to the people. Like, I want to go into the prison stories portion, right? Because the thing about prison is this, like, it's a place where nobody wants to go, but everybody wants to know what happened. Right? And I know you in a number of different prisons behind the wall. Like, me and you we first met in 5 Points. Max A. But I know, like, you know what I'm saying, just from building with you, like, you've been to a number of different spots on your journey, Auburn, etc., right? So let me ask you, like, if you could share one story with our viewer, right? A prison story, like something that you've seen, something that you experienced, right? Something that our audience will never see. Hopefully, they will never have to see or experience, right? What would you share with them from behind those walls and all that?
One story.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep it real with you, and I'm going to put a little twist on something, because you think about prison, you think about a hostile environment, which it is. Think about the rapes and the cuttings and the stabbings and the blood. But if I could choose one story that really stuck out to me the most, was that bus ride, Rich. That bus ride from Downstate Correctional Facility to Auburn Correctional Facility Park. That was my first max on my 8-year tour. But let me tell you something. At this point, I had 18 months already incarcerated in the county. And so, you know, I was pretty much conditioned as far as doing time, you know, goes. But that bus ride, man, you know, you get there, they cuff you, shackle you, chain around the waist, and you actually shackled to whoever. You know what I'm saying? If y'all going to the same spot, boom, you know, because on that bus ride, everybody's going different places.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So
How was that
The
ride?
journey begins.
Yeah. So like, you talk about the bus ride is crazy, right? So just in case the viewers don't know, listen, your left foot is shackled to somebody else's left foot. Stranger at that. Could be somebody you got beef with, could be an enemy, could be whoever, right?
Well, technically, my right foot connected to the left foot.
To the left foot. My left foot connected to your right foot. You got the shackles around your waist and all that, right?
Very uncomfortable.
You handcuffed with the little box around you and all that. So how was so like elaborate a little bit on that bus ride, like you said, like what was it about the bus ride that made? What do you want to share with the viewers about the bus ride particularly?
For me,
Yeah.
it's like, first of all, 2 hours into the ride and you start seeing, I'm from Long Island, man, you know what I'm saying, the city right there, and we used to a lot of fast moving traffic, but this ride is so long, and you know, these crackers, they milk it for money reasons. We're not gonna go into that, but I start thinking about my whole life on this bus ride. Like, you know when they say, when somebody dies, something they whole life flash before their eyes, bro. Like literally, I thought about every single crime that I've ever committed, every single rock or crack that I committed, every pistol that I shot, all of that, bro, just all the foul shit. And so it was like an epiphany because I knew this ride, I knew I had 8 years to do, that was my sentence, but I knew that it was bigger than that, what I was convicted for. You know what I'm saying? Like this was, and listen, if I was convicted for everything, every crime that I committed, Rich, I'll never see the light of day again. But my life flashed, like I said, before my eyes, bro. You know what I'm saying? And in a sense, I like to call that the rebirth, my rebirth, because that was just the beginning of a journey ahead of me. You know what I'm saying? And you start to think about, listen, the scary shit about it is the unknown. It ain't a man, it ain't circumstances, it's just the unknown. You know what I'm saying? But my whole life flashed before my eyes and I knew that, listen, for me to be in this predicament, it was only because of my actions. It was only because of the choices that I made in life. So being that I do have a date when I'm coming home, listen, there gotta be some changes done in my life. So really, out of all of that, bro, that bus ride was the most significant, bro. Like, I could really honestly tell you that that was the beginning of a rebirth for me, bro. Mm-hmm. For me.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely, man. Like, what were some of the thoughts that were going through your head? Like, at the end of the day, like, you know, we all been through certain things. We all been through the streets and all that. So almost, it's like we kind of prepared for the physical aspect. But what were some of the thoughts that were going through your? What's the first spot that you landed in?
I landed in Auburn Correctional Facility, and like I said, I had so many thoughts on that bus ride, but I felt set up because I'm looking at all these colored people in shackles and chains. The driver's white, the officers that are escorting us to our new home is white. And I start thinking like, this shit was a setup, and I fell right into the setup. Talking about America, people. To be a black man in America. You know what I'm saying? And how your choices can impact the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? At the age of 13, 12, 14. You know what I'm saying? And I felt cheated. Like I cheated myself. Like I owe myself more than this fucking ride right here, bro.
So let me ask you a question though, cause cause I know some of you was gonna kind of ask that too. Like, when we talk about the choices that you made, the decisions that you made, you went up top for an attempt, right?
Right.
You went up top for an attempt, like, and I know what you mean, but I kind of want to unpack it a little bit. Like, you did the attempt.
I did the attempt.
You did the attempt.
Absolutely.
See what I'm saying? So, what you mean when you say that you felt set up?
I felt set up when I say that in the sense of the neighborhood, the lower income neighborhoods, Roosevelt, New York, the Hempsteads, the Freeports, you know, and it was so many things to entice me at that time, you know what I'm saying, leading up to that. As I'm talking about from a teenager now, you know, and in retrospect, these are all seeds that they put out for us. Traps, should I say, that they put out for us. You know what I'm saying? Easily accessible firearms, liquor stores on every corner, drugs galore. You name it, you got it. It's on this block, that block, and the third. And this is what we fighting. You know what I'm saying? So the choices that I made when I say that, listen, I went up for a shooting. I chose to pick up that gun and shoot that man, you know? But it was a lifestyle behind that led up to that. You know what I'm saying? So the choices, how impactful they could be. So that's what I mean, so Rich, when I talk about choices and my choices that I made and how I created a bed that I had to lay in.
No, absolutely. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And like I said, I know what you mean, but I just want I like to kind of unpack things for the audience, for the viewers, so we can get a better understanding of what you mean, and more so just into your mind, into your thought process, right? So yeah, man, 100% appreciate you sharing that and all that. Like prison stories, man. Like I know you probably ain't want to mention this because you ain't really want to embarrass me, right? But I'm gonna go on to something. So like I said, like I know this brother for a very long time. Like we was up north, we was in the mountains together. Mm-hmm. So like we gonna go in. I'm gonna kind of tap on like why some people may look at our relationship and be surprised that we even friends, that we even brothers the way that we brothers and all that. But we was up north, we was working out crazy, right? You know they got the K2 up north. Everybody doing the K2. Everybody do the deuce and all that. I didn't do that, whatever the case may be. But you don't know who's doing it. You ain't know who smoke what. You don't know who passing out. You passing out in the yard. Yeah, everybody passing out. One dude's smacking his head. Another dude running around the yard naked. Like that's how
with the police.
Playing tag with the police. Yeah, that's how the K2 was messing up the minds of the brothers and some of the sisters up north. Mm-hmm. Right? So this was my workout partner. Everybody know you was my workout partner and all that. So we used to work out hard, heavy, up and overs, jogging, 10 miles and all that. In the yard, 1,000 push-ups, 100 to 200 up and overs on the ball, like duck walks, squats,
bunny hops
around the yard. Yeah, like everybody, dude used to joke like, yo, y'all practicing for the NFL and all that? Yeah. It was this one time I worked out. Like I pushed my workout man hard. Like I was dizzy, I had to sit down. So I'm sitting down and I remember you was like, yo, let's go back. Early go back. You ready to go back? So I'm like, y'all wanna go back? I jumped up. And I don't even know what happened. I jumped up. Next thing you know, I picked my head up. I'm at the table with you, so I see 6 police around me. So I jumped up ASAP. Yo, hold on, I'm good. I'm good, police there. And then I got dizzy again. I had to sit back down. But what happened was I ended up passing out. Mm-hmm. I ended up passing out, smacked my head on the floor, boom, on the concrete. And you was there for me. Picked me up, threw me on the shoulder, carried me over to the table and all that. Made sure I was alright. The police was all around the table, surrounding the table. Because automatically they don't know what happened. When they see dude on the floor, they're like, oh, he got cut, he got jumped, he got stabbed, what's going on with him? Then when they saw that it wasn't none of that, they're like, oh, hold on. He was messing with the deuce, he was messing with the, it gotta be the drug. It's so crazy because even some of the other prisoners was like, oh, you messing with the deuce. Because they know I move a certain type of way. That's not even in my character. That's not what I do. Not to knock anybody that does it, but they know I wasn't on that time. I remember dude was like, I knew it. He fried, I knew it.
And they don't even know.
Nah, but you know what? I want to share that with our viewers because when you behind those walls, you can have parents that love you, you can have a mother that love you, you can have a girl that love you. They can't get close to you and they can't help you. Only thing they can do is send you letters, which takes days to get to you, or they can send you package, which takes 2 weeks to get to you. They could call it jail. They be lucky if they even get through. So all you got is yourself and that select group of brothers that keep it 1,000 with you. And you was there for me. Made sure I was good money and all that. know what I'm
Would
saying?
not be.
Yeah, it's my brother. So you know that's a funny ass story. I banged my head and going like, yeah, it was crazy. They had, I ain't remember. They took me out the yard in a wheelchair. I'm in a wheelchair. So
but
you know,
that's how hard we was going though.
Yeah, we went hard.
That's how intense our workouts was.
Yeah, we went hard. I was dehydrated. We went hard. We got busy. But that's crazy. I went out the yard in a wheelchair. I never thought I'd go out the yard in a wheelchair.
I was pushing your ass.
Dudes is like, oh man, in the wheelchair, what happened to the homie? He done. But you know, like, I share that with the people, I share that with the viewers because like that's like, you know, like that's an example of what it is when you back there and you know your family can't help you. So sometimes the brothers that you bidding with, that you breaking bread with, that you eating with, that you starving with, right, that's there in the moment that these brothers become your family.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like that was, you know, that was crazy, you know. The Velt is nuts. That's the next town over from the port. You know, I know the Velt like the back of my hand. Like the Velt is known for heavy action, heavy gunplay, heavy gang beef, especially around the time when we was coming up, like the blood crept back and forth. Was nuts. It's super nuts out there in the Velt. Like dudes is dying, alarm and rate, like growing up. Like it's natural for a dude to fall. Dudes getting hit, shots is flying every day. Also, like Roosevelt was one of the only schools out here where New York State had to step in in 2004 and take over the whole school system, right? Because they it was a lot going on, right? It's a lot going on. And even after the state stepped in, like they're known for not really doing anything, or to be exact, not making any like serious changes and all that. Like, you know, shout out to the Velt, man. I love the Velt. But so talk to me about like what it was that you got arrested for. I know you got an attempt. Like, what did you get arrested for, and how was that for you? And like, how did the Velt play a part in that?
The Velt played a big part in that, bro. And like you said, at this time, early 2000s, mid 2000s, gang crime was rampant in Roosevelt, Freeport, Hempstead. Bloods, Crips, and it was expanding. And Roosevelt actually, they was calling that baby Compton at one point. You know what I'm saying? Because of the violence that was transpiring at the time. And my particular shooting, I was a blood at this time. I'm no longer a blood, you know, but I was a blood at the time, and I was selling crack. I wasn't cutting hair. I didn't have no job. This is what I was doing, you know. And I'm at a point in my life to where I'm carrying guns every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Pretty much that's all I was investing my crack money into. Anybody that really know me knows at this time of my life that was some of the biggest things that was a part of my life, crack and guns. And just being around this shit daily, Rich, you know what I'm saying, excuse my French, it tricks your sight, man. You know, you start feeling like you untouchable and you almost above the law in a sense. But little did I know I was right in the hands of the law. You know what I'm saying? And but the shooting, so this is a dude and he survived, you know what I'm saying? And if he didn't, that's a whole nother story, Rich, because if he didn't survive, I wouldn't be here right now. Probably, I might be spending 25 to life. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm a spiritual person, so I consider things like that. But he was affiliated, and we used to frequent the same. It was a homeboy of mine at the time. He's still a brother, but you know, I gotta love him from a distance now. But I was heavy over his house every day. You know what I'm saying? I was pretty much selling crack out of his crib. This is my man. And son that I shot, occasionally he would, because he knew niggas on the block that was on the other side of the block. And we got into it. And this ain't the first time me and him had gotten into a physical altercation. This is probably like the second or third time this particular night.
Okay.
And I gave him the courtesy. I gave my man my hammer. And we shot a fair one. And after that was done, after the fight was done, it's like he tried to like attack me almost. You know what I'm saying? And just with my ego, my pride, my cockiness at the time, I said, I did. Give me back my gun. So my man, he didn't want to give up the gun. So I had a couple of the homies, listen, get the gun from me. Literally, they wrestling with this man with the gun. Could have went off with, anybody could have got shot. Literally, right? They get the gun, they give it to me, adrenaline pumping. And I shot him like 3 times, man. You know? And like I said, he survived. I know somebody personally that died from 1 bullet. You know, so when you talk about divine intervention and why am I supposed to be here? He's supposed to be here for a reason too. I don't know if he knows that or not, but you know, I'm supposed to be here, Rich. So he survived. I go up north, you know, and that's how that went, man. But I was out of control at that time in my life.
How old were you?
At the time of the shooting, I was about 21.
Okay.
I was about 21. But even then, at that time of my life, I'm drinking every day. Anybody who know me know I'm drinking every day. That was just my lifestyle, selling crack, drinking, smoking weed, fucking with some females. That was my life, bro. That's the, you know what I'm saying? Get fly a little bit, but, and that's what it led it to.
You was in the Velt, like that happened in Roosevelt?
Yeah, that happened in Roosevelt.
Where at?
William Street.
Okay.
For those that know that area, some call it J Block.
Okay.
The infamous J Block. Shout out to J Block. Good brothers. But that's where it happened, man. And my life could have been over before it started in this, what is it, 1 square mile?
1 square mile.
1 square mile. My whole life could have been lost before I even got out of it, Rich. So I think about stuff like that, you know? If I could go back, you want to know something?
What's that?
Even though prison is a part of my story now, you know what I'm saying? I had to go through prison to, you know, put a lot of things in perspective in my life. But if I could go back, I wouldn't have shot that man, Rich. Because it was too much pain involved with prison. It was too much separation between me and my loved ones. That's what hurt me the most, aside from the time.
Yeah.
Listen, you talk about what you can get accomplished in 1 year. You in the town. 1 year. Just think about what you can get accomplished if you put your mind to it. So now accumulate year after year, birthday after birthday, birthday after. You in the pen. Christmas after Christmas. Thanksgiving after Thanksgiving, if you celebrate that. You in the pen. You know what I'm saying? So out of all of that, and I done been through a lot, Rich. I done been shot at, I done been cut. That hurt me the most.
What's that?
I done been stabbed. Being away from my family, bro, losing that time. 8 years is a lot of time, bro. You did 10, even more time.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
so listen, everything happens for a reason. And if that's true, and I'm here today, after that story that I just told you, shit, that make me feel like I'm here for a reason.
Absolutely. So let me ask you, are there any other reasons that you regret what transpired on that day?
Not so much that day. I regret a lot of choices that created a lifestyle that I live. I regret that. But it don't weigh me down the way I'm like depressed. Yeah. Like I can't move on. No, in order to move on, you gotta learn to live with regrets. Jay-Z said that, by the way. Number one rule for your set, in order to move on, you gotta learn to live with regrets. So I had to, you know, I spent many nights, Rich, in that cell thinking, damn, I gotta bounce back. I got the opportunity. So why not make the best of it? Don't fall back in the loop that I was in before, because I ain't want everything that came with. Moms getting old, people dying. I done been locked up with people who, I know a dude, I can't remember his name, but his mom's actually passed while he was doing time. I can't even imagine that. I can't imagine that. And then you start to think about, damn, why the fuck am I here? all of that could have been alleviated or avoided. It's the choices. That's all we really got. Choices.
No, absolutely, man. No, absolutely, man. You know, I appreciate you for sharing that. I appreciate you for building.
This is why we connect.
Yeah.
This is the bond that me and So Rich had, bro. It wasn't just working out partners and we up north. Nah, we actually built on so many different levels, Rich.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? To where it was intellectually relevant, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
To where it's better in him or better in me. Like, we really took it there, you know? And you was in school every day. You motivated me. I don't know if you remember, like, my last few months and 5 points, I said, fuck it, let me go to school.
I remember.
That was because of you, bro. You actually motivated me. I said, you know what? Because I'm educating myself. I felt like shit. I was practically reading the whole dictionary. Think about all that time. Literally, like, every book you read and you're not familiar with the terminology. And I was writing words down, looking them up in the dictionary.
Malcolm X. Malcolm X song.
So, like I said, I felt cheated on that bus ride. It was a certain time where that came across my mind. Like, damn, I deserve better than to be shackled next to this nigga was 250 pounds, fell asleep on my shoulder. I deserve better than this. Shackled to me on the bus ride.
Stranger,
I don't know.
So hold on. So this 250-pound man, complete stranger, y'all shackled up together. You chilling, you riding, you feel something. Dude got his head on your shoulder.
Literally. Like, people don't talk about stuff like this with prison, but listen, this is what you got to deal with. The chain is embedded in your back. It's so uncomfortable. Those seats are so hard. I'm like, my God, man, I can't. Never again. Never again, Rich.
Little things like that. No, that's nuts.
Word up.
That's nuts. And you know what? He probably been up for 24 hours straight on a ride from Clinton back to downstate, going back off to Auburn. Nah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Yo, it's funny that you touched on just like, so I'm gonna go into it because it's funny that you touched on just how our relationship wasn't just working out. Like, it's so ill because the way I moved when I was in prison, just period, but it really started off when I was in prison. Off the rip, if an individual come from Long Island, individual put me on, off rip, I'm gonna set them out. I'm gonna make sure that they're good. Your fam, you good, you need some food, you need some clothes, you need this, that. And once I set you out and make sure that you got, like, I set you out to the best of my ability and make sure that you got the necessities, I'm gonna take a step back. Because I did that just with the strength that you from around the way. That's how I move. But that don't mean that I'm your man. That don't mean that I'm gonna be bigging and chilling, building with you, because we may be on two different times. You may be heavy on the dudes, you may be heavy in the action. I'm not on that. I'm on my own different lane. So I remember coming to touchdown and hollering at you. You from the Veld? All right, bro. If there's anything I could do, let me know. I'm not sure exactly what that transaction looked like, what I smashed you, or whatever the case may be. But I remember stepping back after that, letting you do you. I'm sure. I know it was vice versa now, but because I had to watch you.
Right.
I had to see how you move. Is this an individual that I could kind of deal with? He is from the hub, but let me see how you move. And I saw the way you was moving, extra militant. Hey, you moving like me, dolly, extra militant. Always on the workout, consistent, firm, respectful, but firm, sturdy, right? So I'm like, all right. So it was after maybe a month, 2 weeks minimum, a month. I just falling back and just observing. I'm like, oh, all right, nah. Son official, son sturdy. Then we start, I don't remember exactly how it went down, but I approached you, then we start building, boom. So after we start building and I started really getting to know you, it was brought to my attention like, yo, son used to be BC or whatever the case may be. So now it's like, our paths didn't cross in the town directly, but one of the teams that you was affiliated with had crazy beef with my team that I represented in the town. Literally, like, dudes getting stabbed, individual got shot, and we was young, it's high school. Every time individuals see each other, it's a rumble, but we jumping down, dudes riding through the port, I'm riding through the veld, trying to catch dudes every second of the day. Like this was my focus, like, I gotta hurt one of these dudes. and all that growing up. So it's crazy that we was on opposite sides. You from the port, I'm from the port, you from the Velt. We trying to take each other out. And like I said, this is when we was young. But as time progressed, I got deeper into the streets, and you got deeper into the streets. Mm-hmm. So you doing a bid for an attempt, I'm doing a bid for somebody got killed, right? So imagine if we would have crossed paths just at the time right before we got knocked. Because even though the tension, even though the beef kind of like died down a little bit between your side and my side at the time, it wasn't like no peace or nothing like that. It was just more so I was handling other beef that was more serious, and y'all was doing what y'all was doing, probably the same thing or whatever, right? So I think about like, damn, like if I was in a town, like I probably would have tried to kill son if the situation was different, and son probably could have took me out, right? And it's ill because a lot of times I never met you before. I never met you. I don't know you, right? And a lot of times, like, we beef with people that we really don't know. Right. Just because he from up the block and I'm from down the block, and he friends with him and I'm friends with him, right? So it's lit when we see each other. And I think that's one of the that's some of the beauty in our friendship and our brotherhood, is that we came from that background, but we had the opportunity to get to know each other as people.
I agree, bro. I agree, man. And listen, some people in your life, people that you may meet at a certain time in your life, and some people you don't necessarily meet because you at a certain phase in your life to where you're not ready to meet this person, or they're not ready to, you know what I'm saying? It's just the universe ain't clicking. But me and you, bro, you know, and it was the same thing, bro. You know, like I could see somebody from up north, from Long Island, and I could get word that they from Long Island. I'm not necessarily gonna approach them and ask them, do they need anything, right? Mainly because I want to see how they moving first, especially if I don't know them. You know what I'm saying? But we click, and you know, if this was like you said years ago, who knows where that could have been. You know what I'm saying? And we here now. And you're not affiliated, I'm not affiliated. It's just So Rich as a man, AP as a man, and we build on multiple different things, you know, about life, friendships, relationships, and you know, business, of course. But yeah, I probably, you know, you're an intellectual dude, and I like to consider myself that too, but it would be a waste of 2 lives if we would have met each other 15 years ago on Demon Time and gunned each other out and never seen each other's full potential. That's the sad part. And, you know, we don't talk about me and you, but talk about collectively in these hoods, hood to hood. These dudes is gunning each other. And like you said, they don't even really know. You just get to know somebody, say how you doing, y'all might have some things in common. You know? So, listen, everything happens for a reason. We met each other in prison under some poor circumstances, but look what came from that.
It's a fact. Everything happens for a reason. Everything's So Rich. Fresh out, we here, we in the building. Shout out to Big Herb 916. You know I gotta shout out to God. Appreciate you.
10 toes down, never ran, never fold. Talking to the bros like we gotta break the mold. Then we gon' shine like that glitter and that gold. I still be checking if they following. DM cool, but I'm pulling up and hollering. Different clothes, why you think she pulling up and hollering? We had a long night, now she going back to modeling. Tryna make it out, watching everything I spend. Know that you could lose your life every time you bend. Just because he throw it up, that don't mean that he your friend. Back like I never left, fresh about that 10. Long days, cold nights, stuck up in the pen. He